Aloha, and welcome inside the Stan Sheriff Center on the University of Hawaii campus in Honolulu, Hawaii. An NCAA regional matchup between the number 7 seed Trojans of USC and the University of Hawaii Warriors, in a matchup of two teams that have, well, let's just say they know each other well from previous meetings in the MPSF and a more recent meeting last year. We'll talk about that. And welcome, everybody. I'm Howard Deshevsky along with Ryan Kalei-Suji. Ryan, this is a really fun matchup because these are two teams as members of the MPSF before Hawaii left for the Big West. They know each other well, and as I said, they also played each other right here in this arena last year.
Yeah, but both coaches made it very evident that that was last year, this is this year, and this is a big match. A lot of eyes throughout the country are looking in here in Honolulu in what could be a historic night for men's volleyball and a record-setting crowd.
Yeah, we were already looking around. Visually, it looks like pretty much every seat is filled. It's not been declared a sellout, but when you look around, it sure looks like it here on a 4 o'clock on a beautiful Sunday or Saturday afternoon, and you got people choosing to watch volleyball. It just tells you the fans and how they've adapted to this game and come to embrace not just Hawaii, but USC and all the teams that are playing in this particular regional. And we got some heavyweights, some big-time hitters that we're going to keep our eye on, beginning with DK. Dylan Klein for USC, and of course, Louis Sakanoko for the Warriors.
Yeah, both of these hitters, two of the more dynamic outside hitters in the country. Starting off with Dylan Klein, who actually struggled a little bit last week in the conference championship for the MPSF. He's looking to rebound, but a player that has an explosive arm and at times a human highlight reel. And for Hawaii, their own highlight reel is Louis Sakanoko, the junior from Paris, France. Has really elevated his game in his third season, and it's helped to carry Hawaii. At times, he will be a key factor for Hawaii if they want to beat this very good Trojan squad.
We got a lot of big guys. We got a lot of tall guys. We're going to keep our eye on USC because the two middle blockers, you have Parker Tompkinson, and then your other middle blocker, you have Wesley Smith. They go 6'11" and 7 feet.
Yeah, you see a shot right there of Coach Nygaard, who says he recruits so that he doesn't get seen in the huddles because he wants those 7-foot middle blockers to tower over him. And no doubt those players will be big. Of course, you see this coach for USC just having a really great season. And, of course, for the Hawaii sideline, Charlie Wade, who has once again put together a wonderful season for this Hawaii men's volleyball team. And it's evident by the amount of people, as we said, in this gym. Charlie's almost like a CEO of this program and has really done a fantastic job of building this electric environment and a continued lineup of championship teams.
USC Trojans come in here at 20-7 overall. They were 9-5 in the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation. Hawaii 27-5, 9-1 in the Big S. The University of Hawaii leads the all-time series between these two teams, 45-38. And here in Honolulu, Hawaii leads it 26-15. But the last time they met, and we mentioned this, was here at the Outrigger Classic last year, and the Trojans beat Hawaii here on their own home floor 3-1.
Yeah, and really, it was a very similar setup here. Maybe not the amount of people. I think there was about 8,000 to 9,000 fans, and USC really served Hawaii off the court, and they silenced this crowd. And no doubt that is what they are looking to do again tonight. Really focusing in on their side of the net, not letting this crowd really dictate the way in which they play. And you know, we talked to the coach Nygaard before this match, and he said, hey, we came from Pepperdine. That was the final match in that gym. It was a ruckus crowd. They then had to play at BYU, another school that is known for having large and vocal crowds. Was able to pull off a win there. So he said it's almost been leading up to this matchup in this arena.
Well, we know the University of Hawaii is hoping to go to Southern California. The Trojans will be on a plane regardless tomorrow. They're heading to LAX. The question, will their season continue at UCLA next week, home of the Final Four? And we know that one team already punched their ticket. Maybe a little bit surprising, but maybe not.
Yeah, Ball State was the higher seeded team. They beat Pepperdine in 5 sets, coming back from behind in that 5th set to win 16-14 and clinching that first ticket to the Final Four at UCLA. And speaking of UCLA, they're all tied up heading into a 5th themselves against UCI. So both teams right now 2 sets apiece going to the 5th. It's another competitive day of volleyball, and we should see that here in Honolulu as well.
Well, set to get things going underway. And this crowd is pumped up. Of course, Hawaii, the last time they took the court was in the Big West Championship match against Long Beach State. And Hawaii had 5-set matches, or 5-set points, opportunity to put it away. They ended up giving it up. It went to a 5th set. Long Beach State won, but Hawaii still earning the number 2 seed. And then Long Beach State hosting, they're the number 3 seed.
Yeah, and just listen to this crowd. We haven't even seen the first serve yet, and they're already standing. No doubt this will be an electric match.
Well, welcome in wherever you happen to be joining from. We're happy to have you along with us on a beautiful afternoon in Honolulu, Hawaii, inside the Stan Sheriff Center. Oh, it's sunny outside. The surf is up. It's a beautiful day in Waikiki, and looks like 10,000 people don't care. All they care about is volleyball. And we are set to get things going, and to serve it up is going to be Dylan Klein, and he's the guy we're going to keep our eye on all night long. We're underway in this regional event. And the first swing, that is Tristan Tutriski for the kill.
And a good sign for Hawaii fans. If they can get Christian going early, he can dominate a match. He's had a great season, a season that has been filled with nagging injuries. But it's great to see Christian coming up the bat, swinging for Hawaii fans.
He's only played in 18 of Hawaii's 32 matches, so he's been battling the injury bug. Fred Rosenthal, good serve. And a good up. And Hawaii unable to put it back. Number 21, that's Sterling Foley. He had 9 kills last night and 17 swings in that matchup. They got them to this game against the University of Hawaii. They beat Belmont Abbey in 3 straight. 6'11" Wesley Smith to put it in play, floats it over. Set to the far side, not a good set. And Hawaii a little bit out of system, just lucky to get that ball over the net. And back the other way off the hands of Rosenthal. Good save by Sakanoko, but then dumping it down over the net. And there's what we were talking about in the middle. That's that 7-footer Parker Tompkinson.
Yeah, Tompkinson just looming over the net, but a tough play for Hawaii there. Not a very clean play off of the serve receive on that 4-set to Trisky.
Roar with the pass. Justin Todd with the kill. And we should mention Justin Todd because he actually came out of that match in Long Beach. He was wearing a boot.
He was actually in the semifinals there where he got hurt against San Diego. He twisted his ankle on a shank pass. It was kind of a free play and could not compete in that championship match against Long Beach. Hawaii fans happy to see him back on the Terraflex tonight.
Hawaii's other Frenchman, Adrian Roar with the ace.
And this is going to be a key for Hawaii. They are known to put teams in trouble with their service pressure. Adrian Roar gets things going, gets the first ace of the night for Hawaii. In talking with Coach Nygaard, he says it's going to be key for them to have a solid first contact.
Roar with another hard hit ball, but into the net. Side out, even at 3. Cooper Keene now. A 6-foot, 7-foot freshman out of Manhattan Beach, California. And another net serve.
And I think this is something we're going to kind of see a little bit more of in this first set. Both these teams kind of feeling each other out, adjusting to this environment. A little bit of nerves by some of these players in this big-time environment.
Justin Todd back for Hawaii to serve it. And everybody's swinging away so far from the service line. And the block, the double roof by Hawaii. Teaming up for Tiski. And Trevor Jordan.
If you look here, Hawaii's triple block here. Looks like Travell Jordan got the majority of that swing. And that's going to be a key also for Hawaii. If they can get USC out of system, avoid allowing the Trojans to run the middle of the court and force those out of system sets.
5 serving 3. Todd this time just out. We'll go to USC. 5-4 Hawaii just underway in this NCAA regional. Again, the winner to go to UCLA and playing next week's Final Four National Championship Tournament. Sterling Foley, the 6'6 sophomore from Newport Beach. Good pass by Sakanoko, and it goes back to Louis. Didn't get a lot on it. And again, 6 hands across, the triple block for Hawaii.
And this is something Hawaii has worked really hard at, is trying at all times to get 3 blockers as much as possible. You see there, Louis Sakanoko, the 3rd blocker, helping out, taking away Dylan Klein's sharp cross-court, a hit that he loves to attack.
Bertiski with a good serve. Good pass in the swing. Again, the block up. And Hawaii, early on, having a little bit of a block party here in the Stan Sheriff Center.
And this will be interesting to see how Dylan Klein responds after back-to-back blocks. This is a player, again, has a lot of shots in his toolkit, but can't get past this huge Hawaii wall.
Tristan Sachewski back to serve. Floats it over. One of the few soft serves we've seen already tonight. And from the back row, flying in and getting the kill is Sterling Foley.
Too easy of a serve that time by Petruski, trying to go for that off-speed row shot. It was a perfect pass, and when USC can run the middle like that on that pick, they will attack it as much as possible.
Setting it up, Sakanoko, a little joust at the net. And again, 2 players going up. 2 sets in a row. Hawaii back in system. On the near side, putting it down for the kill. There's Petruski.
Again, we're seeing some sloppy play at times. I think both of these teams just kind of feeling each other out. There's a little bit of nerves. The sets aren't necessarily perfect, but these hitters are doing a nice job making adjustments and using the block. Christian picking up his 2nd kill of the night.
Sakamoko, 30 aces on the season. Off the net. And set up and hammered down by Wesley Smith. 6'11", sophomore out of Encinitas, California.
Had 4 kills last night against Belmont Abbey. The redshirt sophomore there just proving to be a dominating force in the middle for the Trojans.
Good pass by Hawaii. And Travell Jordan taking care of business.
Yeah, Jordan answers right back. Hawaii able to stay in system, running the middle. Jordan had a quiet week last week in the Big West Championship. Only 3 kills in that 5-set loss to Long Beach. Hawaii trying to establish Jordan early here against the Trojans.
Setting to the near side, dunking it down, but hitting it wide. Dylan Klein not on his game right now.
And a heads-up play by Tread Rosenthal that time. Klein knew that ball was out of system, tried to wipe the ball off Rosenthal's hand, and Rosenthal just pulled his hands down at the last minute to avoid being used.
Jordan floats it over. Setting it out of the back row. And that is Sterling Foley.
This is where Hawaii middle blockers have got to be patient when they are in system. You can see here, the middle blocker Todd goes up that time with Smith, leaving that open for Foley.
Foley picks up his 2nd kill of the match. Here's Dylan Klein with the serve. Nice pass set to the far side. Adrian Rohr gets it down.
Adrian Rohr picking up his 1st kill of the night. For last week against Long Beach, had 15 kills but only hit 175. He's looking to have a more efficient outing tonight.
The 6'11" Tread Rosenthal back to serve. An 11-time setter of the week. And that serve just beyond the service line. And Hawaii holds on to an 11-8 advantage.
3rd service error already for Hawaii, something that head coach Charlie Wade is not going to be happy about. He likes his teams to be efficient from the service line, minimizing those errors.
Rohr, good pass. And Justin Todd taking care of business with the kill.
And a good sign for Hawaii to get out of that rotation number 1. A lot of teams will do that. They will serve short right to area number 2. Rohr did a nice job of passing that, and Rosenthal on a string to Todd in the middle, picking up his 2nd kill.
Rohr back to serve for Hawaii. Oh, served the bomb. Great pass, and that ball is out. Johnny Dykstra, the libero wearing the black jersey for USC, made a Just a great dig and a great pass, but the hit went long. Point Hawaii. It is now 13-8. Crowd starting to make a little bit of noise. This hometown crowd. Another good serve by Rohr. They're going to send it to the far side. Blocked in the roof, but it's out.
Great swing by Cooper Keene, bailing the Trojans out. They were out of system that time. Keene, who had 10 kills last night, hit .375. The freshman from Manhattan Beach being asked to do a lot in this his first year for the Trojans.
Another good set. Pass by Greenridge. Sakanoko with a good swing, another good dig. And then just popping it over, and then off the block, off the hands of Hawaii. And an easy point that time for the Trojans.
That's the play that time. Tompkinson hitting a high ball. It helps when you're 7 feet. You don't have to jump that high. Tompkinson just nice high extension going for the corner.
A lot of pressure on the center, though, to get it up there in the stratosphere. From the back row.
And Adrian Rohr just explodes out of the backcourt thanks to that pass by Quentin Greenidge, the first team selection for the Big West at the libero position. Allows Hawaii to run that offense and that big set to Rohr.
Adrian Rohr, 6'5", but when he's flying out from that 3-meter line, he looks like he's 7 feet, the way he comes flying in there. Another good serve by Kearney, and that time put down by the Trojans of USC.
Great play that time by USC, getting a first contact that allowed them to run that middle against Tompkinson. Tompkinson led the MPSF in blocks per set. And the second team all MPSF, showing why right there.
Sterling Foley into the net. And Hawaii first to 15, 15-11 Warriors. And a timeout on the floor. So a pretty fast and furious start for both teams. We'll take a break. Hawaii leading it in set number 1, 15-11. And welcome back inside the Stan Sheriff Center on the campus of the University of Hawaii at Manoa, the flagship campus here on the island of Oahu. And there you see a shot of Jeff Nygaard in his 11th season. We talked to him before the match. He said this trip is all business.
Yeah, went so far to say that he limited the amount of sun time that his players got. No more than 30 minutes to avoid any sunburn or sun exposure.
Off the block, chasing it down back there is Adrian Rohr. A little joust at the net. Trojans, opportunity to get back in system. And wiping it off the block there and getting the kill is Dylan Klein.
And that's a play that Klein was trying to do a few plays ago where Trev pulled his hands down. That time Dylan Klein able to find success using the 6'11" Rosenthal's hands.
To get his first kill of this first set. From the back row, hammering it down. Christian Petruski.
Petruski picking up his third kill, hitting 600 right now for Hawaii. A nice distribution in this Hawaii offense so far. Rohr also has 2. Todd has 2 kills as well. Hawaii's passing, allowing them to run a pretty clean offense.
Sakanoko, good serve. Good dig by the Rainbow Warriors. Setting it back up, flying out of the back row. And putting it down that time was Sterling Foley.
You can hear the groans from the crowd. That's, it's a knowledgeable crowd after 2 great digs by Quentin Greenidge. That time getting it off the chest and just a I got it, you take it between Rohr and Jordan.
Rohr, a bit of an overpass. Hawaii with the joust at the net. And that is 6'11" Trent Rosenthal winning it. The high elevation for the Hawaii point.
Rosenthal showing why he was named the Big West Player of the Year on this joust here. 2 players that are very familiar with each other. We're going to see them joust all night long. Rosenthal winning that one.
Pretty nice luxury to have a setter that goes 6'11". Makana Wade in for the first serve. Or Kainoa Wade, excuse me. Makana, his older brother. And Kuchitsky again. letting go with the kill, and Hawaii starting to get a little bit of separation here in the first set. 11-18 and a timeout called by Jeff Nygaard. And another luxury when you could bring in Kainoa Wade, who's kind of been splitting time with Tratiski all season long. We mentioned that Christian played in only 18 of the 32 matches this season, battling some injury bugs. And Kainoa's really done a great job of coming in and filling the gap.
Yeah, Kainoa Wade has really come in off the bench multiple times to help the team, whether it be from behind the service line or also in that opposite position. He's been playing so well at times that he was actually named National Player of the Week for his efforts at Penn State earlier this year. But he has just proven to be a great team player. And it's a luxury of riches for Hawaii to have some fantastic players when you have a player like Kainoa Wade as the serving sub for Hawaii.
And of course, for the unfamiliar, Kainoa Wade, the son of Charlie Wade, graduated early out of high school and actually joined the university while he was still just a young boy. And I don't think there's anybody that would ever question that there's any father-son favoritism going on here. It is a young man in Kainoa Wade who has certainly proven his spot in this Hawaii lineup.
But good news for Hawaii right now when you're looking at just these stats. Currently, Hawaii hitting 600 with 5.5 blocks in just this first set alone. Hawaii has had a reputation of coming off slow in some of these big matches, but not the case tonight. Hawaii is fired up.
And again, Kainoa Wade, the 6'10" sophomore. And he's proven to be a great server on the season for the University of Hawaii. 18-13 Warriors. Wade hammers into the net. Point USC.
A good timeout that time by Coach Nygaard. He's going to ice the server. And back to service, one of USC's best servers, Dylan Klein, who really hurt Hawaii last year when they played each other from behind the service line.
Averages 3.8 kills per set and 2 aces per set. Off the block, USC with an opportunity to set it up. Not a good swing there that time by Foley. Hawaii out of the back row. Tratiski, and he hits it wide left. Point USC. They're back within 3, 18-15.
Tratiski picking up his first error. Still hitting 429.
Here's Klein with the serve. Rosenthal sets the middle that time, and it's hammered down by Justin Todd.
And Justin Todd has come out firing here on this 31 set, which allows Hawaii to break things up. Again, Todd, questionable if he was even going to be playing in this match because of that injury. Has done a nice job spending time in the rehab and training room to get himself ready for tonight.
Rosenthal serving long. Point USC. They're back within 3. Well, these teams, as we mentioned earlier, when Hawaii was a member of the MPSF, a lot of history between these two teams. As mentioned, Hawaii leads the all-time series 45-38. That's a lot of times these two programs have gone head-to-head. And that serve is floated long, point Hawaii, and they get back to that 4-point separation.
These two teams were actually set to meet earlier this season in that NIL tournament that was canceled, a tournament that was going to feature some of the top teams in the country as a preview to the national championship. We're getting that matchup that many were waiting for here tonight as Adrian Rourke picks up his first ace of the night, but it looks like Coach Nygaard is going to challenge that.
36 aces on the year for Roar. That one was very close, since we have our first challenge of the night.
See if we can get a look here on this. And in these playoffs, we have actually 4 linesmen. So one of the linesmen is actually responsible for just watching this line. I don't think that's in.
Hard to tell there, but you certainly don't see any green paint between that ball. Yeah, you mentioned that Anaheim tournament. It would have been a semifinal for University of Hawaii, USC, Long Beach State, and UCLA. And unfortunately, it didn't happen, and it kind of left a gaping hole in the schedule for USC. It left them, they tried to fill that hole, and they were unable to do so. And so they had about 2.5 weeks during that critical stretch, at the beginning, middle of March where they didn't get to play. The University of Hawaii did manage to get somebody to fill the gap, but I don't know that it really took them out of their system.
It was an opportunity, I think, for the Trojans to heal up some nagging injuries that they had midway through the season. Meanwhile, Hawaii was able to add BYU to their schedule. There was even some talk of Hawaii going to play USC when that tournament was canceled. Like to see the call stands.
And Bill Forrester confirming the ace serve by Adrian Roar. And the crowd lets out a roar. 21-16 serving Hawaii. Roar, again, the Frenchman, one of two, along with Sakanoko. This time takes a little bit of something off of it. Set, and a bad set, trying to look in the direction of Sterling Foley, but not a good set. He was unable to make contact with it, point Hawaii. And a busy day here on the lower campus at University of Hawaii. The baseball team, first pitch right next door at 6:30, so they're probably going to run out of parking. Here's Roar again, another good serve, and a meeting of the minds at the net and hitting it out and wide, and point Hawaii. It is 22-16. Check that, 23-16.
And again, Hawaii's service pressure really challenging USC, who is going with 4 passers right now.
Roar, another good serve. Good pass to the set, nicely dug up by Greenwich, and then Louis Sakanoko dropped back. Down to the near side, and Kratiski hits it wide. Sakanoko put a good swing, but the USC defense put up a big wall, and then they pick up the point to make it 23-17.
Quinton Greenwich is having a fantastic start. The libero for Hawaii, 5 digs already in just 1 set.
I don't know if they're targeting him on the serve, but he's like a heat-seeking target over there. He's picking up all those serves. There's another one, and that time an overpass and taking care of business for the Trojans is Sterling Foley. It's 23-18.
Of course, that's the announcer jinx. You talk about the player,
right.
How great they're playing.
Overpass.
Greenwich that time with an overpass.
Sakanoko that time with the pass goes right back to him, and he hits it wide. So all of a sudden, the Trojans pick up 3 straight points, and it's 23-19.
Louis that time trying to cut that sharp cross court just a little too much.
Came to Blanchett, serving for the Trojans. It goes to the middle, and once again hitting it wide, and that's 4 straight points for the Trojans. And Charlie Wade says, okay, let's take a timeout, guys, and talk about it. Boy, they had it 23-16, and the Trojans rattle off 4 straight points.
The back-to-back hitting errors for Hawaii. But the good news is that for Hawaii fans is that they are staying in system, actually getting nice passes and quality swings, just 2 hitting errors that time. But this is something that as the Hawaii coaching staff and calling this timeout, they are trying not to allow any momentum to get to the side of the Trojans. This is a sport, of course, where momentum swings back and forth. So Hawaii trying to end that right now.
These are a couple of programs, each with national championship history. Of course, the University of Hawaii winning back-to-back national titles in 2021 and again in 22. And then you look at the University of Hawaii Trojans. Interesting, Ryan, they have 4 national titles. However, their last one was back in 1990. A little surprising.
Yeah, Jeff Nygaard has done a fantastic job, though, really just bringing this program back up. A lot of that led by some fantastic recruiting classes. This is a fairly young Trojan squad, and so the future looks bright for USC.
And same for Hawaii on Senior Day a couple of weeks ago here at the Staff Center. They only honored 1 senior. So both teams will come back next year with full cupboards. The set to the near side. Kratiski takes a little something off it, fools USC, and Hawaii's going to have a free ball. Rosenthal setting it up. Kratiski!
And a big swing for a set point for Hawaii. And some breaking news out of California. UC Irvine pulls up the upset and defeats UCLA, a team that was set to host next weekend in the NCAA championship. The Anteaters from the Big West moving on.
Oh my goodness, that is a stunner. It will be a interesting feeling next week at the home of the Bruins. That service out, and it's 24-21. Wow. You know, it's interesting, Hawaii, before this match, has never held or played in an NCAA tournament. They've hosted 4 of them, but they didn't make it. 2 at the old Blaisdell Arena, 2 here at the Stan Sheriff Center, but they didn't get in to the events that they hosted. And now UCLA will be watching from the outside. A little bit of a missed hit there and an opportunity for the Trojans. And putting it down and getting the kill is Dylan Klein. So Klein, been a little bit slow for somebody who averages almost 4 kills per game. But he's starting to rack them up. That's his second kill of the first set. 24-22. Rosenthal keeping it safe, and then USC, an opportunity. And Hawaii will have an opportunity. And the swing, the block, but out point Hawaii. And Christian Katriski puts the first set away as Hawaii wins it 25-22, but they had to work down the stretch for it, right? They will switch sides. We will be back here at the Stan Sheriff Center.
We are underway here to set 2 with Rosenthal starting. USC adjusting their lineup here to start the second set, looking for a different matchup. So we're going to actually now see Dylan Klein going up and facing Katriski on that right side.
So Rosenthal set to serve, and we're underway here in set number 2, and service into the net, point to USC.
Uncharacteristic for Trev Rosenthal, one of Hawaii's most reliable servers, already picking up, I believe, his 3rd service error here in this match.
Both teams have been pretty aggressive with the service line today. There's, as we say, the floater serve. Setting the middle, and once again with a big swing is Justin Todd.
Todd with his 4th kill, a big physical presence at the net. Todd touches over 12 feet. You can see just his explosiveness as he cuts that ball back into area 1.
Adrian Rohr back for Hawaii. Nicely deck up by Dykstra, and then the hammer. Rohr trying to keep it alive, unable to do so. And point USC. That was a bomb.
Yeah, and Rosenthal goes down hard, holding his elbow. Taking some time here, as you can see. Again, when USC is in system, they like to run this big. Probably as best as anyone in the country at running that back row attack.
Sterling Foley with the kill, the 6'6" sophomore out of Newport Beach, California. Freshman honorable All-American. And Rosenthal, hopefully, no worse for the rest. Sakanoko. And that was the duo of Wesley Smith and Cooper King. We haven't called Cooper King's name very many times tonight. He's another one of the big hitters that could turn it on for the Trojans.
He had 10 kills last night. It hit 375 as the Trojans pick up their first block of the match.
Nice job by Greenwich to let that one go long. Point Hawaii. It'll be 2 serving 3. And back to do the honors, Justin Todd. To the net it goes. Talking to Coach Jeff Nygaard of the Trojans about this environment. You mentioned that, they played at Pepperdine, they played at BYU. He just loves it. He said this is what the game needs, this is what the sport wants. Sakanoko didn't really get all of that one. A joust at the net, and it falls on the Hawaii side, points USC. 5-2 here, early advantage in set number 2.
And Luis Sakanoko right now hitting negative 250, looking for his first kill of the match. A player that really helped carry Hawaii last week in the Big West Conference Championship. Struggling a bit tonight.
Good serve by Klein, good pass by Rohr. Back to Rohr from the back row, but he is rude. And coming up big is Wesley Smith, the 6'11 middle.
Great read by Smith there, recognizing Hawaii's attack out of the back row. A good pass by Greenwich, but even a better block that time by Smith, picking up his second block of the match.
6'2 USC, another good serve. Rohr taking it off the tape. Sakanoko off the hands. Dykstra keeps it alive. And that one's a bit of an overpass. Hawaii with an opportunity, setting the middle. And hammering it down for the kill is Travell Jordan.
Smart play that time by Rosenthal to recognize that USC only had 2 blockers at the net because Smith ran down and tracked his ball. Look at 2 blockers up. The middle blocker was actually playing middle back that time, trying to run back into play.
Husky, good serve. And Hawaii's going to have a free ball. And hammering it down right off the chest of Dykstra is Rosenthal. That brings the crowd to life here in the Stan Sheriff Center.
What a swing by Tread Rosenthal. I think he gets Dykstra in the shoulder that time, like a bullet.
Off the tape. Setting it up to the far side and off the block and putting it down, getting the kill is Sterling Foley. Foley now with 8 kills to lead the way for the Trojans. So he's really leading the way for the USC side of things. And back to serve is the man who had that big kill a moment ago, Wesley Smith. 6'11 sophomore out of Encinitas, California. Left side. Chiski, and he's getting the kill.
A one-on-one opportunity that time. Hawaii in system. Great back step by Rosenthal. You see here, Foley tries to make it out, but Jutritsky having his way that time, picking up his 7th kill.
Sakanoko back to serve for Hawaii. USC leading 7-5 here in the second set. Hawaii taking the first. And setting the middle and getting the easy kill that time. The 7-footer, Parker Tompkinson.
Just a huge presence, obviously, at the net. But the thing about Tompkinson is he moves very well for being 7 foot, and that time getting up quickly off that pass.
Great pass again and a good dump attempt. USC on it. Now Hawaii with the free ball. Rosenthal setting. Rohr dug up. Here come the Trojans from the back row. And putting a little heat on that, once again, is Cooper King.
King starting to catch fire here after hitting negative. Coming alive here as Hawaii pulling out the challenge card.
So Charlie Wade wants the referee to take another look at that one. As USC jumps out to an 8-6 advantage, at least for the moment. We knew it was going to be a heavyweight battle and a lot of hard blows delivered back and forth. Both teams with some big arms and strong hitters. And I think so far it's been somewhat living up to expectations.
And the thing about these two teams is a lot of these players know each other well. We await the call here. Looks like there is a touch there.
Yep, you can see the fingers bend backwards.
But I believe the call was an in-out reference. Yeah, that play happened a little earlier, so the challenge was actually later in that rally.
So the Trojans get the point. It's now 9-5. USC back to serve. Again is Cooper King. High toss. Dug up by Greenwich. Trojans with an opportunity. That time hitting it wide in point Hawaii by Andrew Chapin. The 6'4 freshman out of Manhattan Beach, California. This seems had an opportunity, but took a little bit too much angle.
Chapman has really done a nice job of settling down here in the second set. USC hitting for a much higher percentage here.
From the back row, Sakanoko not able to hold it. And Dylan Klein, if he starts to catch fire, he could change the complexion of this match in a hurry, and USC now leads it 10-6 here in the second.
Again, from the back row, Klein picking up his third kill, was hitting negative 200, now hitting negative 091, trying to will his way out of this hole.
Overpass and a free opportunity for the Trojans, and dumping it down in a nice play by Andrew Chapin. Very smart and petty play for the freshman. And back inside the stand, Sheriff Center, where the crowds just gave themselves an applause because there was an announcement during the break. An attendance record, there's not a seat to be found, Ryan. 10,300 people in attendance. And that one off the chest of Sakanoko. Big serve there by Sterling Foley, who doesn't care that there's 10,300 people, most of whom are rooting for Hawaii.
Yeah, that silenced the Hawaii crowd really quickly as Foley picks up his first ace.
Again, Foley this time takes a little bit of something up, setting it up for the far side and getting the kills Katriski. And Hawaii needed a little point there. They put on a bit of a slide, and USC was on a tear. 17-12, Trojans on top. Back to serve for Hawaii. Fred Rosenthal, the 6'11" setter. Off the tape. Point USC.
And again, Trev really struggling from behind the service line. This is the player who really helped carry Hawaii to some of those victories, again, set victories, I should say, over Long Beach State last week with his consistency again with another service error.
Set up in footer. Tompkinson floats it over, and on the near side, Root is Satriski. Hawaii with another opportunity. Roar jousting at the net. Ends up on the Hawaii side. Roar again, that time hitting it long, and another point. And Hawaii is now struggling, but now I think they're going to call it touch. And they do, and it's point Hawaii. And Coach Nygaard for the Trojans is having a bit of a convo over there with the down referee.
Not sure what he is questioning here. It might have happened earlier in the rally. But it did look like it was a touch made off Tompkinson on that right side. We'll see if he pulls out the challenge card. But this could be something beyond just that play. I think Nygaard is referring to something that happened earlier in that rally.
So Bill Forrester is going to come on over and have a chat with Ronald Pelham, the umpire for this one. Unfortunately, they're close, but we can't quite hear what they're discussing.
Doesn't look like we are going to overturn this call.
So Hawaii will get the point. It is still 13-8 Hawaii, and Coach Nygaard, I'm not sure that he's totally satisfied with the decision.
And Dylan Klein, right now, trying to argue the case. And at times, when you have the momentum like USC does, sometimes this can almost hurt the team by arguing this long.
Yeah, good point.
Because it kind of breaks up the momentum that USC had with one of Hawaii's better servers going back in Adrian Rohr. We'll see how USC responds coming out of this.
So issue resolved, not to the liking of the Trojans, and Hawaii, it is 8, serving 13. And you mentioned Rohr, one of the better servers on the team, 36 aces this season. Good pass, good set, and then blocked Hawaii off the USC player and out point Warriors, and Hawaii is now back within 4.
And Luis Sakanoko fired up after that block as he blocks this ball right back into the face of Smith, going into the first row.
Another good serve by Roy Dug up by Dykstra, and that time putting it down is Dylan Klein.
Dylan Klein just deleted that ball. A sharp cross-court hit in front of Greenwich, but that had some juice on it. And Klein is starting to heat up here. Now hitting 0-0-0, but with 4 kills.
Into the net goes Chapin, point Hawaii. The funny thing about Klein is when you look at him out on the court, he doesn't appear to be that tall because he's bookended by guys that go 6'11" and 7 feet on either side of him. If he were just standing there by himself, he would be huge. But it's kind of funny when you got these guys that just tower over you on either side, but he can leap. Good serve and a nice job by DK to keep that one alive, and Hawaii's going to have a free ball. Rosenthal, back set. Tutriski rolls it over and gets the kill.
And credit that play to Finn Kearney coming off the bench, as he so often does, to help carry Hawaii with his lethal serve from behind, his left-handed serve.
So Kearney again, another good serve, dug up by Foley. And there's DK, and he puts it down in the back corner for the kill. And now he's starting to heat up. Klein now with 5 kills. And he'll drop back to serve.
And going over a big block by Hawaii. That time Klein on that right side, going up and over the 6'11" Travell Jordan.
Klein with the good serve, but just misses wide, point Hawaii. Setting it up off the block, getting the kill. That time is Cooper King. Team is starting to rack up the kills.
A great pass that time by Smith. In that rotation, he's a middle blocker, but that sharp cut by Tudruski actually forced him to pass and put up a perfect pass.
Far side, Tudruski. That is kill number 10. First one to go double figures for both teams tonight.
Yeah, no notes on this swing. This is just a bomb. And it just makes a different sound when Christian hits the ball. I mean, we have headsets on. You can hear that thump through the headsets.
High toss and into the net on the serve. So he gives the point right back. And USC back up by 4, 17-13. Back to serve will be Cooper King. At the net, hammering it straight down and getting the point for Hawaii is Travell Jordan. And Jordan's come up pretty big in this match. He hasn't always been in the first rotation. And tonight he's proven that he should be out there.
But a better set, I think, by Trent Rosenthal that time, holding the blockers. That's what you get when you have a physical presence at 6'11". Rosenthal sidesteps that ball to Jordan.
And here's Kainoa Wade off the bench to serve. Knocks Dylan Klein down to the ground. Sakanoko pops it up. Rosenthal sets up Sakanoko out of the back row. And Louis puts it down for the kill.
And that's what Louis needed to pick up his first kill. He just needed to get a little confidence back here in the transition play away, choosing to go with the big. Louis goes with a roll shot right into the middle of the defense. Former USC Trojan and Hawaii boy, Kamehameha graduate, and Team USA captain Micah Christensen here in the crowd. Interesting to see who Micah will be cheering for. Of course, an alumni of the Trojans, but his cousin, Ipono Fei, is on the coaching staff for Hawaii.
Kainoa Wade with another great serve. Overpass! And an opportunity for Hawaii, and putting it down and getting the kill is Justin Todd. So the big serve results in the overpass, and Hawaii now is back within a point.
But they are calling a net on Justin Todd's follow-through. We'll see if we can get a shot of this, but Hawaii was pretty adamant that they did not touch the net.
Well, I think Charlie Wade is once again challenging it. So they've reversed the score on our scoreboard there, and we'll have to see if it holds. We'll take a look if we can see.
See here if it was the ball or if it was Justin Todd's follow through?
I don't see. There was definitely some movement in the net. There were the two Trojan players. His foot went up, and he kind of did almost the Mr. Miyagi move there.
Isn't that ridiculous when you jump that high over 12 feet? Your foot is almost called for the net violation. That's how high off the ground he got. Looks like they are going to give him that violation called.
All right, so USC gets the point.
The net.
Wow. Well, that's a big swing. Instead of 17-16, the Trojans maintain a 3-point advantage.
If Hawaii loses another challenge, they have to be pretty strategic about moving forward on making those calls and what they want to challenge.
Back to serve for the Trojans of USC. And putting it down, ace serve, Sterling Foley. And the Trojans go 19-15. And now that whole net violation and the change in the scoreboard. The Trojans go up by 4, and now Charlie waits it goes. Timeout. A record sellout crowd, 10,300 people on a Saturday afternoon choosing to take it indoors. But right now, the Trojans putting a little bit of hush over the crowd. Up by 4. And into the net out of the timeout is Sterling Foley.
And Hawaii going with a little trickery in their service C formation. Started with 4-man passing with Christian Tetrisky in the passing rotation. And right as Foley was about to serve, he stepped back and they went back to a 3-man. We'll see if Tread Rosenthal can keep this serve in.
He does. Dug up nice by Dykstra. Set behind the line and touch them all. That thing's out of here. Sailing it over everybody is Cooper Keene.
Got a little under that. I think that is the placement that Chapman wanted on that set. But Keene got under it and went about 6 rows into the Hawaii section.
Another good serve. Dykstra again. Chapin setting it up on the far side to DK. Little joust at the net. USC with another opportunity. And Hawaii's going to come away with the free ball. Setting the middle and blocked, but falls on the USC side. Hawaii gets the point. And it's a 1-point game yet again.
Justin Todd picking up another kill, but more importantly, Tread Rosenthal getting a good service run here for Hawaii. We'll see if he can make it 3 in a row. Again, my fault.
Into the net. And the Trojan faithful taking a little bit of a deep breath here and an opportunity with a little bit of separation, but not much. 20 serving 18. Hawaii taking the first set. 25-22. Rosenthal setting it. And this time it is Tretiski that gets it over everything. And it's point USC. And now getting to that critical point here in the second set. Trojans up by 3. Nearly an ace serve. Sakanoko keeps it alive. Roar at the net. Manages to win that joust. Point Hawaii.
Again, because USC flipped their lineup here, it's different matchup. So that time in rotation 1 for Hawaii, we had Roar going up against Dylan Klein. And on that tight step, Roar able to tool Klein's left hand.
Adrian Roar with a good serve. Dug up nicely by Klein. They're going to set Klein. And that one's off the Hawaii block. And Dylan Klein. Give him another kill. That's now 6 for him.
And Hawaii, despite having 3 blockers off that high, sharp cross hit by Klein, able to tool the block. Hawaii just trying to avoid that sharp cross court that Klein loves to hit.
Chapin, good serve, dug up by Sakanoko. And able to get a big swing on that. Hawaii, and then the block knocked over. Hawaii with the free ball. Back set. Petruski with the point for Hawaii. And it's 22-20.
Christian Petruski right now having a monster match for Hawaii. Picking up his 11th kill, hitting .421 to lead all attackers on the court.
Only one in double figures on the kill side of things. And back to serve is Todd. 6'8" sophomore, floats it over. And a good swing that time. Setting it right down the middle is Wesley Smith, the 6'11" middle.
Again, a great set that time to get the ball to Smith and keep that middle attack going for USC.
Trojans closing in, 23-20, off the net. Hawaii keeps it alive. There's Travell Jordan.
And what Hawaii's trying to do is they're trying to space out their middle. So where you're seeing different run routes and attacking routes for Hawaii. That time again, a 31 to Jordan. We haven't seen a whole lot of that play and set to Jordan. He normally goes really tight to the center, but that time they're finding success.
From the back row, Dylan Klein, and we have a net violation, or he stepped on the 3-meter line. Trying to come out of the back row, caught the line, and Hawaii is back within one. 23-22. Trojans trying to even up this match here in the second set. Petriski serving. And a costly service error gives set point to the Trojans.
Hawaii with 12 service errors right now. The disappointing part for Hawaii fans and the coaching staff is the timing of these service errors. Just when Hawaii starts getting momentum, they're shooting themselves in the foot with these service errors.
So back to serve for the set is Caleb Blanchett. Blanchett floats it over. Rosenthal, Sakamoto, and it is blocked out. Point Hawaii.
And now Louis will go back to serve, and we'll see what he goes with. He struggled from behind the service line in that championship match of the conference for the Big West last week, choosing to go with a float serve. As you see, a timeout by Nygaard. But this is a unique experience playing here for these fans.
So 23 serving 24. Sakamoto needs to get the serve in. High toss, he takes a little bit of something off it. Back to Hawaii, a chance to even it up. Joust at the net, Hawaii with another opportunity. Not played well the first time, and again, Hawaii misplays the ball. And they're calling for something. I'm not sure what they're signaling over to Charlie Wade.
Hawaii's going to challenge that serve was down, but I think Dykstra actually got it. But regardless, Hawaii was arguing that ball was down, and they lost sight of the play.
And they have two opportunities.
A free ball coming off the net. Greenwich overpassed that. And then another ball comes over and a shanked pass. Just really uncharacteristic mistakes by Hawaii in a very crucial moment. But I think Dykstra got that. I don't think that ball was down.
Well, scoreboard, as you can see, reads 25-23. If that stands, this match is even at a set apiece.
You have to look at the way in which the ball came off of that pass. If it had hit the ground, I don't think it would have had the trajectory to go back over the net to Hawaii's side. So I'm not sure if he might have just gotten his thumbs underneath. But a pretty quick call here.
We'll see it in a moment.
Point falling down.
Wow.
I stand corrected.
Wow. Well, you know what? As you mentioned, all the Hawaii players, they all saw it. We are tied at 24. Hawaii has rallied back. A little bit of extended play here in set number 2. And Louis Sakamoto once again back to serve. See if he takes a little something off it this time. A little bit maybe. USC with an opportunity. Setting. Hawaii there with a block. Falls down on the USC side. Another opportunity for the Trojans. And here's Hawaii with the chance. Back step. Tichiski. It is out. Point. USC. Oh, Hawaii had the chance. And Tichiski hit it long.
I think the choice for Hawaii to decide to go to Tichiski. They could have gone outside to the left where the USC was scrambling to get a right side blocker up.
Cooper Key now on the serve for the Trojans. Oh, nice job by Roar to keep that one along. The set goes back to Roar. He's Ruth. Hawaii, another opportunity to Roar again off the block. Trojans now with the chance. Setting it up on the far side and hammering it down for the kill is Sterling Foley, and the Trojans hold on to take set number 2, and we've got a match inside the Stanley. The big time hammer. We are even at 1-all.
A big upset and a big win for UCI.
Ball State beating Pepperdine and Long Beach beating Loyola, the other 2 teams to punch their ticket to the Final Four. And so in set number 3, first serve into the net, and Sakanoko back for Hawaii. Rolls it over, setting the middle, and hammering it down, and getting the kill is Parker Tompkinson, a 7-footer.
Tompkinson last night, who hit 833. Wow. You can see there, just when he connects, he can cause a lot of trouble for the opposition.
Rosenthal to the far side. Adrian Roar with the hammer.
And Hawaii going for a quicker tempo on that play to the outside. Watch how quickly this ball goes out. A one-on-one opportunity for Adrian Roar.
Roar with 5 kills. Hawaii up 2-1. Back to serve is Justin Todd. Another good serve and a good dig just to keep that one alive for the Trojans. And there's Klein brought back to the Trojan side. Another opportunity for Klein and a little two-handed dunk for the kill.
And he just has so many shots and options that time. They're choosing to go with 2 hands. Again, Rosenthal pulled his hands down because he thought he was being used. And Klein decides to just kind of push this down. Watch Rosenthal drop his hands down. Klein picks up the kill.
Off the net, Sakanoko puts it up. Set. Roar off the block. Saved by Rosenthal, but unable to chase it down to Citriski. Point USC.
And Smith flying into the seam that time there as Roar was trying to go high hands, but didn't go high enough. Getting blocked back right now. Roar hitting 273.
I believe we have a football. We do. Stepping on the line was Andrew Chapin. And all the fans along courtside all jumped up to let the referee down there know, but he was on it.
Yeah, Charlie Wade has a lot of eyes that can help him decide when he wants to challenge.
Well, you mentioned knowledgeable volleyball fans, and they certainly are here, just as they are at all these West Coast schools. And point Hawaii. Extra hit on the part of the Trojans, and Hawaii jumps out to a 4-3 advantage. Ted Rosenthal, the Big West Player of the Year, back to serve for Hawaii. Good serve. And a big swing. Hawaii there with the block. Net violation. Point Hawaii.
A triple block by Hawaii on that tight set. As Fred Rosenthal really working on DK in that right front position to see if he goes back to them again, serving area 1. He does.
Klein puts it up, goes back to Klein, and he hammers it down that time right at Rosenthal. So Dylan Klein now gets his 8th kill. Foley has 9 to lead all hitters for USC. Christian Citriski with 11 kills for Hawaii to lead all hitters.
And credit Chapin that time for a beautiful back set, kind of going against the flow, going to his senior captain.
And that time, Klein with the service ace. Greenwich unable to handle the heat. And that evens things up at 5.
And Greenwich, normally a very sure passer, you rarely see him shank a pass.
Here's Klein again. That time, Roar unable to handle it. And back-to-back aces for Dylan Klein. USC now up 6-5. You can see the USC faithful in the house. Not a lot of them, but they're making some noise now. This time Klein floats it over. And out of the middle, Sakanoko, duck up by Klein. And this time Hawaii pops it back over. Off the hands of Hawaii in a diving effort, but not able to get to it. There's Greenwich, and it's another point for the Trojans, who now lead it 7-5 here in the third set, tied at 1.
And in talking with Coach Nygaard before the match, he said one of the things that Dylan Klein can do is he can take over a match, whether it be at the net or from behind the service line. And we are seeing right now Dylan Klein putting a lot of pressure on Hawaii. And again, the announcer jinx causes that ball to go out. But a nice run by Klein to get USC ahead.
4 serves by Klein. That one sailed long. And here's Adrian Rohr for Hawaii. Rohr with a good bomb. Picked up nicely by Dykstra, and then the swing. Out. Some good heat on it by Sterling Foley, but he was about an inch or two beyond the end line. And Hawaii evens things up at 7-all. Rohr's been known to go on some good runs of his own. That one drops over the net. Oh, it hit the tape, but he had just enough overspin on it to roll it over and drop it down for the ace serve.
Yeah, the dirty ace going off the net. See there, in a perfect placement. Satrusky actually thought he was going to get hit in the head.
8 serving 7. Another good serve. Dystra pops it up. Coming over and saving it is Chapin. And Hawaii bobbles it around. Sakanoko off the high hands. And another tail second up. Saved by Rosenthal. Sakanoko dug up. And a block at the net. Dug up again by Klein in the back row. Another roof by Hawaii. Louis Sakanoko and Travell Jordan.
USC going to challenge a net. The net was shaking. We'll see if it was because of the Hawaii block. Hawaii players look pretty confident that they didn't net. They're already lined up.
Well, they're not going to
challenge.
All right, point Hawaii. It is 9 serving 7. So Rohr tried to do it. Dylan Klein did on the other side. He'd go on a little bit of a roll. And that one dropping a bomb that time is Cooper King.
Cooper King bailing his team out again. USC out of system. They go on that back set to their freshman opposite. King picking up his 6th kill of the match.
Here comes Wesley Smith. Rosenthal, near side, roofed and going up and sending that one right back is Sterling Foley.
And Foley is fired up. And there's a little chirping through the net here with Satrusky.
He's still talking. Sorry, you got me that time. There's Stratsky. Yeah, right back at you. And a little bit of a smile on the face of Satrusky as he gets kill number 12.
All credit to Trev Rosenthal saving that overpass when you have a 6'11" setter that can go with one hand, and not only one hand set, but a one hand back set. Credit Rosenthal for saving that play for Hawaii.
And nicely done by Parker Tompkinson, the 7-footer, to put it down. You know, you look back a couple of years ago, and Jakob Telly, the incredible setter that Hawaii had, player of the year, and you wonder who's going to fill his shoes, and in comes Rosenthal. And that service out.
Hawaii has had that luxury of having some very good setters in their program for the last few years. Of course, Joe Worsley, an All-American that was before Tella.
And that time into the net. The service there by Satrusky.
Some bad contact that time there. not sure if he got lost in that toss, but did not look clean at all by Christian.
Knotted up at 11. Back to serve is Sterling Foley. Good pass by Rohr. Set. Sakanoko finds a little bit of real estate in the back row.
And we're seeing sort of a quarter Louis swing. I mean, that time they're one-on-one, and he kind of went still for a half-speed shot. And here comes that jump float.
Oh, and he floats it long. And we're knotted up again at 12. Hawaii pretty much led throughout the first set. USC led throughout the second until Hawaii tied it up at 24. And a big roof by Dylan Clyde sends it right back to the Hawaii side.
One-on-one opportunity, and Klein just stuffs this, but this ball a little tight. You can see that point of contact. Petruski's in the back row. He needs to get that a little further back towards him.
Adrian Rohr puts it down for Hawaii.
Back and forth we go. Rohr helps to keep Hawaii even with USC, and off the bench, once again, the super serving sub for Hawaii, Finn Kearney.
Left-handed swing. Oh, nice pass. And throwing it down is the big 6'11" middle Wesley Smith.
That was a great serve by Kearney, but an even better pass that time by Foley. And Hawaii went in a commit, and Smith still found a way to get that kill on that kind of push attack.
Here's Chapin on the serve. Point Hawaii. And we're knotted up again at 14. Here's Rosenthal. Back for Hawaii. From the back row, Sakanoko took it for the team, but unable to control it. And a big point for USC, and that takes us to 15. Sakanoko with the nice pass. Set. Petruski unable to keep it alive as Klein. And Hawaii comes out of the timeout with a point. Even it up at 15.
Sakanoko started that off with a nice pass that allowed Hawaii to have all options on that attack pattern. Rosenthal choosing to go to Petruski on the left.
Rohr. Oh, some serious heat. And Hawaii now with a 3 ball. Rosenthal looking for Sakamoko, a little touch, and wipes it off of the hands of Cooper King. Point Hawaii.
And Sakanoko getting another kill. Again, Louis finding creative ways to produce points for his team, wiping the block that time. But again, credit Adrian Rohr. He is bombing it from behind the service line.
There's another one. Oh, nicely put up. And then put back down. Point USC.
Sterling Foley is just having himself a match. Watch this hit. Just goes sharp inside with authority. Right now leading the way for USC with 11 kills, hitting .450 for the sophomore outside hitter.
And now we're seeing Ryan Sprague at the service line for the first time tonight. Here's Petruski, and that's Roof. Put right back at Hawaii's feet. And once again, it is Sterling Foley. Well, I'll tell you what, Sterling is golden. He's beyond silver.
See what you did there. Creative.
Thank you. Sprague again on the serve. Setting up. Sakanoko puts it down. And point Hawaii. We are knotted up again at 17.
Back and forth we go as we see Kainoa Wei checking in, the serving sub.
I know, again, 6'10" sophomore, son of head coach Charlie Wade. He's pretty much been around volleyball, as you can imagine, his entire life, as his brothers have been as well. Kainoa rolls it over. And a little misplay by USC, a pancake dig. And now an opportunity for Hawaii. No, they're going to say it hit the floor. Point Hawaii.
Well, he stayed in tight that time, able to get a block up. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see this next set go outside of Sterling Foley.
A little bit of break in the action, wiping up a wet spot on the floor.
And both of these teams are kind of having some fun at the net here. You can see right there, Luis Sakanoko talking to the net. Many of these players are familiar with each other, as we mentioned earlier, playing in a lot of the developmental leagues for Team USA and their national teams.
Wade again, good serve. And there's Foley, that time tries to roll it over. Roar keeps it alive. Sakanoko off the hand. Point Hawaii.
And a huge play by Hawaii to get up by 2, and a even better quality swing by Luis Sakanoko. An out-of-system play. USC knew where that ball was going. Sakanoko went high hands, and also a great dig by Adrian Rohr. Actually went to the left back to pick up that ball. And Sakanoko going high hands to get that kill.
Hawaii now with a little bit of separation, a 2-point advantage here in this very critical third set. The fourth time Hawaii's hosted an NCAA tournament, but they weren't in the first 3, so this is the first time they've appeared in an NCAA match. Rohr diving to save it. Tetrisky off the hands. Dug up on the far side by Chapin. And the big swing off the hands, and once again, Foley. And Foley continues to have himself a night. That is now his team-leading 13th kill.
And despite having 3 blockers up against him, he went high hands. And again, Hawaii going with a switch defense that time, having Kainoa Wade play in the middle back. You can see the frustration by Wade as Hawaii actually got a nice touch on the block, but Wade unable to make that play in the middle back position.
So back to serve for the Trojans is Caleb Blanchett. Middle set, Todd unable to put it down. An opportunity again. Rosenthal to Sakanoko. And he hits it out and wide. Point USC, and we're even again at 19. This is a very different set from the first 2. Hawaii mostly leading through the first set. USC mostly in the second set. And this very critical third set now. Nobody able to get that separation. Sakanoko puts it down. Point Hawaii. First to 20.
And after that kill, Charlie Wade asking Louis to stop talking through the net.
How much will the officials allow it to continue?
Yeah, I mean, you can see now, I think the coaches are even talking about it. But they've allowed it thus far.
Another good serve by Tetrisky. And a cross-court swing that time by Noah Roberts. And the first time we've called his name tonight.
Taking a look here at some of the chatter that's happening.
Oh, with the hand signal. That's like next level, right? Wow. Got a good serve. Sakanoko off the high hands. They're going to go back to Louis. Again off the hands. Opportunity for the Trojans. They're going to set up Dylan Klein, joust at the net. It's going to go the way of the Trojans. And USC now taking the advantage.
Look for Charlie Wade to call a timeout here to slow down this momentum, and he does. And a nice joust play won by Klein. And oftentimes what USC will do in some of those out-of-system situations is they will set the ball tight on the net like that purposefully to either recycle the block or tool it the way that they have been.
That one's out and long, so a good timeout by Charlie Wade. Hawaii evens things up at 21 all. Now back to serve is Sakanoko, and he's been known to put some runs together.
And again, he went with the flow on the last run that went out, choosing to go with his jump serve here.
He put some heat on it. Nice little roll on that one. And Hawaii with the double move. Ken Rosenthal and Justin Todd putting up 4 hands across.
And this is the matchup that Hawaii wanted. That's why they rotated back again to counter USC. One of Hawaii's bigger blocks that they can put up, going up and stopping Dylan Klein. to take the lead as we seesaw back and forth here in set 3.
Sakanoko again. Hits the heat. And it's in. Service ace. Louis Sakanoko.
We'll see if USC decides to challenge this.
They will.
They will. The entire bench kind of exploded off. Asking their coach to challenge.
Nygaard immediately up at the paddle. And I see over there that one of the players, Sterling Foley, put his hands together as if to say that thing was a foot long. We'll see. Usually, these referees don't miss it by a foot, especially when you got 2 designated guys on the line, but it happens.
But this serve came fast, so it's often times when there's this much heat, it's hard to even track the ball when you're assigned to one line. I'm not sure that we can see it here. I don't know.
It looks like, again, you can't see it from that angle. It looks like it may have caught the back of the white. As long as it's touching just a little bit of white. And it looks like the referee's already made his decision. We'll await the call. This is a pivotal call. And they're calling it long, point USC. So from 23 to 21, we're now back deadlocked at 22 all. Well, credit the USC bench. They were on that one.
Watch this serve to go short to Sakanoko in area 2.
Tompkinson, there's Sakanoko. Quick step in the middle, just in time.
What a great play by Hawaii. Even a better pass by Sakanoko. And oftentimes teams will serve that area to kind of get the setter in an awkward position, but Rosenthal doesn't even leave his feet, just on a string to Todd.
And here's Todd back to serve. 23-22. Hawaii. Dug up nicely back there by again Foley, and then the kill by USC. And Blanchette getting on the board with another kill. That's actually his first.
And we'll see here how Hawaii chooses to come out in this offense.
23 all. Chapin, the setter. Hawaii, good pass, setting it up. Trachisky manages to get it through the hands of Klein onto the Terraflex, and the crowd rises to their feet as Hawaii has set point here in the third set. Back to serve for Hawaii. The hard serve. Oh, boy, what a great job of keeping it alive, and now it's off the scoreboard. Point Hawaii. And an unfortunate circumstance for USC. It was a great serve just to keep it alive, but then the scoreboard shot. Rulebook says point Hawaii, and they take set number 2. Wow.
Again, Trent Rosenthal delivering from behind the service line in an uncharacteristic 5-dicer gives Hawaii set number 3.
So that critical set goes by way of the home team. We'll be back. One out, and good for her to be able to. Anytime you can do it your own way, it's a good thing for a coach.
Yeah.
So we wish her the very best, and we bring it back to the men's game here, where Hawaii now leads 2-1. We get things going here in set number 4. Klein off the block, and he gets the kill. And Dylan Klein now into double figures. That'll be kill number 10. Sterling Foley leads the Trojans with 12. And Kristen Tatriski leads all hitters with 14 kills.
We will have the same matchup that we saw in set number 3 as both teams deciding to go with their same start.
Floats it over. Good pass. Backside Tatriski. Dug up nicely back there by Cooper Keene. Off the block. Save! Oh, what a great save by Greenwich, but then put down. And the kill by Wesley Smith, the 6'11 sophomore.
Great save that time by Quentin Greenwich. Wow. Out hustling his left side. Look at that one-arm dig, but an even better block at the end by Smith.
Sakanoko, little soft shot. Oh, how to be able to see that in midair to roll it into that open spot on the floor that's only about the size of a basketball hoop.
And having to tip over someone who's 6'11", who has that long reach. Watch Louis just kind of wait in air here and just pulls the trigger at the last minute.
Yeah, defenders were going down as he was still just kind of suspended. Here's Sakanoko. From the back row. Not a good swing by Foley. Hawaii sends it back. That a better swing that time. Hawaii with the chance. Rosenthal puts it down. Unbelievably. Dykstra brings it back, and then the kill by Roy. Oh, my.
Talk about a Sports Center top 10 play. Hawaii scrambling, but finding a way to produce a kill on the second contact. Dylan Klein complaining about something. I'm not sure what that is, but saying it hit, maybe asking for a double contact on Hawaii.
There were a lot of different things going on in that rally.
And they are challenging it.
I didn't see it, but we will find out. Yeah, a double hit is what they're calling. They're asking to challenge. We've seen a handful, let's see, probably 3 successful challenges already. But again, this time looking to see if double contact was made.
Trev Rosenthal right now just trying to get some clarification. As is Charlie Wade. As we see here, taking a look at the play in its entirety. We're going to call it right here if this was a double hit.
Did it bounce off the hip? It went off his hands to the hip and over, right?
I think it went into the net.
It happened fast.
As Dylan Klein is now talking directly to Trev Rosenthal about the play.
Not that anybody's going to admit anything. Let's see if we can take one more look at this. The ball off of the hands.
So the question is, did that ball right there touch Adrian Rohr in the leg?
That time it looked like it hit all net. The first time I thought maybe it hit leg, but not that time. What do you see?
Yeah, when the play happened, I didn't actually see him hit it with his leg. It looked like it got caught up inside the net on the block.
All right, the decision has been made. Point Hawaii.
And the call stands. USC loses that challenge as the crowd celebrates to Sweet Caroline.
Yeah. What do you think the two players were saying to one another through the net?
These two have a long history of playing with and against each other.
All right, Sakanoko back for Hawaii. We're tied at 2. Hawaii leads 2-1 in this NCAA regional to see who goes to UCLA. And the Final Four overpass, instead of trying to hit it straight down, Rohr backs down, sets up the play, and Louis Sakanoko finishes it.
And Louis Sakanoko gets the off-speed shot there. To that right back, not the hardest hit, but finds a way to get a kill.
I thought maybe Rohr had an opportunity to hit that overpass straight down to the ground. Sakanoko, big serve. Oh, just out. Ball super hard hit. Tied up at 3. It's set number 4. Straight down is Todd. Brought back. Good block by the Trojans. Petrisky tries to roll it over again. Nice job coming in by Dykstra to keep it alive, and then put down on the Hawaii side for the point, and the Trojans take the 4-3 advantage.
And Smith is becoming known for kind of that push tip. Some of the Hawaii fans and coaches have questioned that now about, is that a throw? And this is a subjective call here.
Yeah, how long can you keep your hands on the ball? Earlier we saw Dylan Klein kind of with that two-handed dunk.
Yeah, as volleyball has evolved, it has become a bit less regulated. And now we are seeing the bench from USC get reprimanded or beaten warned.
So what could they possibly do? I mean, is there a certain area that they coach a bench warning of some sort? Not sure the reason why.
And so they're instructing the bench to basically be staying off the court. Things are getting interesting here.
Yeah, a little chippiness here in set number 4. Serve up, Sakanoko plays it off the tape. There's Roar off the hands. And Roar gets the kill.
So Adrian Roar, right now, 8 kills, hitting .429 so far. Nice outing for the sophomore outside.
Here's Justin Todd now. The high toss and the hammer into the net. Point USC.
And here he is once again, Dylan Klein, who went on a bit of a run there in set 3. You can hear the crowd starting to chant, "Let's go, Bows."
Nice pass by Sakanoko. Set. Roar. Blocked. Right back to Tatritsky. And they go right down the middle. And putting it down. Getting the kill. Travell Jordan.
Ooh, Hawaii got lucky there. Not the best contact. And going up against a big block. But Jordan finding a way to get a kill. Travell Jordan yet to make an error here tonight.
Rosenthal with the big serve, excuse me. And Foley with another big swing, dug up. Hawaii with an opportunity. Tatritsky rolls it over. And the Trojans with a free swing. Foley unable to put it down. Back to the near side. Dug up nicely back there by Greenwich. And from the back row again, Greenwich, but this time unable to keep it in the game. Boy, Dylan Klein put some extra hot sauce on that one, but the fans appreciating the effort of Greenwich.
Greenwich really putting on a defensive showcase. Dug that first ball up down the line and unfortunately could not control this heat by Dylan Klein out of the back row.
6 serving 5. Greenwich with a good pass. Rosenthal sets it up, and that is off the hands of the defender. Falls quietly out, and point Hawaii.
Kent Jordan just finding a way to get a kill as Hawaii looking to go to their middle blocker, the transfer from Grand Canyon. Travell Jordan now with 6 kills on 8 attempts, hitting .750 for the Warriors.
Adrian Roar to serve for the Warriors. That one is out.
And USC breathing a sigh of relief as Adrian Roar has really been putting on a showcase with his serves tonight.
So here's Cooper Keene. Oh, Sakanoko keeping that one in. And then Tatritsky sends it off of Chapin. Another opportunity. Right back he goes. And this time, Tatritsky puts it down. Kill number 15 to lead all hitters.
Interesting set that time by Rosenthal. There was a lot going on there in the right front. He chooses to go back to Tatritsky for that kill. Sharp cross court.
Jordan gets it over. And Hawaii with the chance. Sakanoko off the hand. Chapin looking right down the middle and getting it to 7-footer. Parker Tompkinson. There's no way to stop that quick set in the middle.
Sometimes when Tompkinson is making contact at that high of a point, even if you commit your middle blockers, your defense has to sort of pick which side you think he's going to hit.
8 serving 7. Here's Sterling Foley. And again, Greenwich with another great dig and put back the roof.
That ball just out. Tompkinson diving in to the right to get that touch, but producing a kill.
He thought he had it, but just out. Petrisky, another good serve. This time over Tompkinson and getting it to Sterling Foley. And Foley now with kill number 13 for the Trojans.
And that's the playbook by USC. If they are in system, you have to decide, are you going to commit with the middle blockers or are you going to defend that big? And that time there, they choose wisely. Speaking of choosing wisely, Fred Rosenthal calling his own number. Rosenthal, who at times can be very offensive, choosing to go over on 2 here. We'll see if he gets more offensive as the match wears on.
It's very rare that you go a match without seeing him attempt that at least once or twice. Executed to perfection that time. We're tied at 9. Here's Sakanoko off the tape and out.
Sakanoko, again, continuing to struggle from behind that service line. He is a player that can, like Dylan Klein, change the trajectory of a set by simply taking over from behind the service line.
Chapin now serving. Nice job by Rohr to direct it back into the center to Trisky, and he is roofed. And that is Klein, and Klein was backed up by Wesley Smith.
Satrisky is getting a bit frustrated here. He's trying to get down the line several times against Klein, against Foley, and the USC wing blockers on that left side really doing a nice job defending the line.
Going back to Trisky, this time fighting off a little bit more angle, and that time getting it through the block.
And that's the confidence that Rosenthal has in Trisky moments ago, getting blocked, going right back to him. Trisky delivering that time, choosing to go cross court for the kill.
10 serving 11. Todd back to do the honors for Hawaii. Rolls it over. Nice job. Nice pass by Dykstra, flying in out of the back row. Unable to put it down is Foley. And here's Sakanoko from the back row. He does put it down.
Hawaii getting a clean play in transition. And a great thing by their middle blocker, Justin Todd, that allowed Hawaii to run the pick.
Tied up at 11. Hawaii leads 2-1. Todd on the serve. Nice pass by Dykstra. Setting it. Klein. Dug up by Sakanoko. Rohr at the net.
Net violation against Dylan Klein. Getting caught up again. Hawaii playing some nice defense. That time there, Louis Sakanoko making the read on the offense. Klein thought he had kind of a cut shot, but Louis dove into that back corner to call it off.
So Hawaii takes the lead here in set number 4, 12 serving 11. Once again, Justin Todd. We know that the Trojans will be catching a plane tomorrow night. Hawaii would like to catch a plane too to California. The winner of this match to advance to the Final Four on the campus of UCLA, and the Bruins again eliminated earlier, if you didn't hear, by UC Irvine as Todd serves it into the net, and we're tied at 12. Well, the fact that Dylan Klein is getting that type of reception is a showing of respect. They understand the talent that he possesses. Knocking it over the net. Hawaii now with a free opportunity. Right down the middle. And once again, it is Travell Jordan.
Travell Jordan really coming up big for Hawaii right now. 7 kills. The sophomore from Arizona hanging and banging, going up against arguably the biggest competition he's seen so far this season on the other side of the net at 6'11" and 7 feet.
And here's Rosenthal. Good serve. Good pass by Klein. Set up, blocked. Another opportunity for SC. This time Klein with the little dink shot. Hawaii now with the opportunity. Rohr jousted the net. And another opportunity. Rohr again, blocked, and that's going to go into the second row.
And how about Travell Jordan showing he has a little touch on the ball, stepping in the off play, a jump bump set. Looks like off the face of Foley.
So a break at the Stanley. Hawaii leading 14-12. The 11-time setter of the week this season. And that time serves it into the net. So back the other way, the 6'11" middle blocker, Wesley Smith. Rosenthal to Rohr. And Adrian Rohr puts it down for his 12th kill.
Again, credit the Big West Player of the Year for that. Look at that. 2 blockers up, one hand back set, no one up. And that's money in the bank for Rohr. Hitting 500 right now.
Hawaii 3 hitters in double figures in the kill column. Setting it up. That was a real interesting swing. I'm not sure what Sterling Foley was trying to do that time, but he kind of just windmilled it long, and Hawaii gets the point.
Yeah, a little confusion there on the set. I think he got in front of it and just tried to roundhouse that.
So nervous time for the Trojans, who trail 2-1. Hawaii getting a little bit of separation here in the fourth. Adrian Rohr with the swing. It's in. Ace serve. And immediately, Coach Nygaard with the paddle. He wants to challenge it. The referee was right there on the spot. We'll take a look.
Here, if we can tell. And that looks in to me.
Looks like it caught the backside of the white line.
But again, I think I've been wrong more often than not on these challenges. So, and again, they do have different views than we have here. But again, there needs to be overwhelming evidence that it goes in the opposite direction of what was called.
This is a big call, too. At 17-13, or will it be 16-14? Well, the ruling has been made, and point Hawaii.
Adrian Rohr with his 4th ace of the match, putting on a serving clinic here for the fans in the Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center.
Sellout crowd, and they're making some noise. 10,300 people on hand. And Nygaard still having a little chat with the referee. And now we're ready to play ball. The crowd reacting to Coach Nygaard. Another great serve. And Hawaii, it was over the antenna, or outside the antenna, misplayed. That was a weird move, and Hawaii gets the easy point. Timeout, USC.
Remarkable to see just the level of support that this team has. And Sterling Foley is being subbed out, and Foley was yelling at Nygaard saying, "Leave me in," and Nygaard says no. And so we have a sub.
Wow, that's a big move, because Sterling leads all hitters with 13 kills for USC. Trachisky leads all players with 16 kills.
And Foley he's walking out of the tunnel.
Yeah, he did. Another overpass, a little move at the net. That ball went under the net, and that's a point for Hawaii. Yeah, Foley, after Coach Nygaard took him out of the game, he walked back. I still see him back there in the back of the tunnel. But certainly a level of frustration, and Hawaii now a 6-point advantage here in the set. Another good serve, and another service ace. And Adrian Rohr has the fans roaring in the Stan Sheriff Center.
And at times, Adrian Rohr is built for these moments. A player who has somewhat struggled as of late is coming up huge for Hawaii. 12 kills, hitting 707 service aces against USC.
Another big serve, but this one long. Well, he wasn't going to lollipop it now.
And this arena is ready to explode. As they applaud Adrian for that run, as we see more subs coming in for USC. And the body language really saying a lot here on the USC side versus the Hawaii side.
Back to serve as Blanchette floats it over, so Hawaii looking to set it up. Sakanoko blocked at the net. Nicely played by the Trojans. And then Tatriski sends it over softly and taking some serious angle, hitting that ball almost perfectly sideways is Christian Cottle.
Yeah, so USC going with almost like a 6-2, so they subbed their opposite and center out and now choosing to go with 3 attackers in what would be a 2-hitter rotation. Another
opportunity for the Trojans. And another big swing off the hands. And that was Christian Cotto. He comes into the game, he gets back-to-back kills. Oh, that breathing room is getting a little bit tighter. USC scores a quick 2 points. That ball is on the line. Tatriski painting the strike. And that is kill number 17.
And in comes Kainua Wade, one of Hawaii's best servers behind the line. Okay, I'm just going to stop. I mean, for both teams. But you know, you got to look at this is a pressure situation. You're coming off the bench, having to make these crucial plays, and you can see the frustration by Kainua. He is someone who's exceptionally hard on himself.
Here's Christian Cottle for the Trojans. They need points. They need to put together some service aces or something. Down by 4. Sakanoko off the hand. Nicely dug up back there by Cottle. Hawaii now with another opportunity. Roar setting it up. Sakanoko, that's wide. Point USC. So the Trojans now back within 3 here in this critical 4th set. And here's Christian Connell. Nice pass by Roar. Tatriski hammers it down right at the feet of Noah Roberts. Kill number 18.
A great pass by Hawaii that allowed them to run that offense. Hopkinson had to stay in the middle and commit to Todd, which left a one-on-one on that right side for Hawaii.
Hawaii 3 points away. Service error. And USC not going away.
Hawaii with their 24th service error. That is one part of their game that they have struggled with tonight.
Here's the 7-footer. Tompkinson floats it over. Sakanoko off the hands. He didn't have any heat on it, but it didn't matter. It found the Terraflex, and Hawaii now just 2 points away from earning the trip to UCLA.
A heads-up play here. Sakanoko recognizing too. Tompkinson, 7-footer playing defense, knowing that their Dykstra, their libero is out, choosing to go with the changeup.
Sakanoko, always a dangerous server, takes a little something out that overpass. Rosenthal puts it down, and he is roofed. Wow, what a defensive play by the Trojans of USC. The overpass, and Rosenthal had a free swipe at it, and he was roofed right there by number 16, and that's 6'11" Wesley Smith. That is 6'11" on 6'11" right there.
There you go.
2 guys, same height. Wow.
I don't think Trev Rosenthal is used to seeing that kind of opposition on an overpass like that. But a crucial point and play.
20 serving 23. Good serve. Bennett puts it up. Roar. Dug up nicely back there by Kano. Off of the hands. Hawaii with an opportunity now. Rosenthal. Back set. Tatriski, and it's gone. That time Tatriski had a swing. Put a little bit too much on it. And USC is within 2.
We'll see if Charlie Wade, who has one timeout left, chooses to go with the challenge, calling for a touch on that play. It didn't look like, from my vantage point, that that was a touch. But we'll see if Hawaii got a touch here. We'll see here. It looked like it went outside.
Yeah. No touch anywhere, but Charlie Wade kind of using it as a phantom timeout, if nothing else. Try to settle things down here. Hawaii holding on to a 2-point advantage, but USC making some noise. They were down by as many as 6 here in this 4th set, and they have rallied back within 2.
This should be a pretty quick call. But I'm not sure if they maybe don't have the angle that we did, but they are continuing that review process as we see Hawaii talking to their players. Donan Cruz right now, the assistant coach for Hawaii, talking to Trev Rosenthal. Donan, who was at Ball State, a former National Coach of the Year, someone who has helped build that program and recruit many of the players that are on the team that beat Pepperdine and heading to the national semifinals next week, has provided a new presence on the bench for Hawaii and a different voice that many of the players have responded to.
Well, this is seemingly probably the most obvious calls of all the ones that we've seen tonight based on the shot that we had, but yet the conversation continues.
Again, you think about momentum and how this lull can impact either team. These fans were ready to erupt. As we know, the call will stand. And Hawaii still one side out away from a match point.
So a huge serve now by Andrew Chapin. You want to get a good serve, but you also got to get it in. He puts a little bit of heat on it. Good pass. Rosenthal tries to dump it over. Doesn't go. Here comes USC. A joust at the net. Hawaii comes out with it. They got to bump it back over. Another joust. Rosenthal on Klein. And this time the roof by Rosenthal on Klein. They're going back to Dylan Klein. Another block. And out and point USC. It's a 1-point game.
And Hawaii arguing about something else again. I think they thought it was 4 contacts in the earlier play.
So now it looks like Charlie Wade's going to take that timeout. Looks to get his team even. 22 serving 23. Good pass. Rosenthal sets it up. Tetrisky dug up in the back by Dykstra. Opportunity. Klein at the net. Point USC. We are even at 23. And the Trojans have come all the way back from a 6-point deficit.
Dylan Klein with another wipe-off shot. That's all they need to do is they get him tight to the net and he will find a way to produce a kill.
The Trojans have flipped the script here in the 4th set. Tetrisky, that's in the corner, and Hawaii is going to bring the towel to their feet. Remember, last week in the Big West Championship, Hawaii had 4 or 5 match serves. 5. And they couldn't put them away.
And coming off the bench is Finn Kearney. 4 passers for USC.
The serve, good serve, dug up by Dykstra. And there's Klein, and Klein hammers it down. Kill number 14 for Dylan Klein. And we are tied at 24. USC won the second set, 26-24.
And look who's behind the service line. Dylan Klein.
Roar, good pass. Rosenthal puts it up. Roar off the block. Opportunity for the Trojans. They're going to set up Klein from the back row. Trying to chase it down. Sakanoko can't get there. And Coach Nygaard with a fist in the air as his team takes the lead. And suddenly, this sellout crowd, you can tell, they're nervous. Here's Klein. Great pass by Sakanoko. Roar! Blocked. Back to Roar. Hammers it down for the kill. Boy, we got a couple heavyweight fighters going at it now, don't we?
Adrian Roar finding a way to get that ball through the seam as Shred Rosenthal, Hawaii's best server, goes back to serve.
Nervous time for both teams, but Hawaii with the 2-1 advantage. Here's Rosenthal. Great serve, it's in! Ace serve, Hawaii. And once again, the crowd will rise to their collective feet.
Rosenthal runs back and yells at the USC fans on the baseline that are heckling him right in his ear.
One of them, Max Cleany, the father of Kahale Cleany, who plays for USA. Max, a fixture here at Hawaii matches. That serve is out.
And the crowd sits back down, and we continue on here.
Well, we just talked about it. Hawaii had 5 chances last week. Couldn't put Long Beach away. Wesley Smith pops it over. Out. Point Hawaii. Back to their feet they go.
And here is Adrian Roar, having one of his best serving matches of the season. 7 already tonight. We'll see what he can do on this match point.
Match point number 3 for Hawaii. The serve into the net. We're not at a 27. That ball is hit. It is in. And Hawaii again for the 4th time.
Tervel Jordan, 8 kills on the match, hitting .667.
And it's Jordan back to serve. Gets it in. USC swing and putting it down. Good hit, Christian Connell. And Connell has come on as of late. We didn't see a lot of him early in the going, but now he has 3 kills, all of them coming in this 3rd or 4th set.
On a spark a run earlier. We'll see if he can get some momentum for USC.
Great serve and a great pass and a dig by Greenwich. Sakanoko off the hands.
And back and forth we go. Louis going high hands, choosing for the change-up, using the block, going down the line, area 1, and here is Christian Chutriski.
The sophomore from Bulgaria. The serve. Tied at 29.
Chutriski has been struggling in this 4th set with serves. I'm not sure he made any serves in this 4th set.
And now back to serve. The 7-footer. Parker Tompkinson floats it over. The set, the dump, Rosenthal. I said earlier, usually you expect 1 or 2 a match. That's number 2. And Ryan, we mentioned 5 match points last week. Hawaii couldn't get the job done. This is match point number 5 again. Sakanoko floats it over. Nicely dug up by Dykstra. Klein off the block and out. We're tied at 30. Are you having fun yet?
Watch a lot of these balls go to Dylan Klein as he continues to be in the front row. But this is a rotation Hawaii had some issues with just moments ago. See if he can get out of it quickly.
Chapin. Service error.
And this is rotation 1. You have Dylan Klein on this right side. We'll see what USC chooses to do coming out on this offense attacking pattern.
Justin Todd serving. Match. Serve number 6. Todd gets it over. Dykstra gets it up. Here's Klein, has to pop it over. That ball's hit over to the stands. Roar's going to keep it alive. They're going to call a double hit on USC. A double hit, I believe, on USC. And Hawaii wins. Game, set, match. And we weren't even exactly sure what happened until the Hawaii players came running out on the match.
What a way to end it. As Dylan Klein ends his career with the Trojans on a violation.
So a match that went back and forth, and a match that saw Hawaii lose a 6-point advantage. The Trojans battling back fiercely, tying the match up, and then eventually taking it to 30. And Hawaii, by a score of 32-30, comes up with the victory on a play that seemingly caught everybody off guard except for the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. They all come running out. And now we know the answer to the riddle, who's going to be flying to Los Angeles tomorrow or the next day? The answer is both teams. USC was heading home no matter what. Now we know the University of Hawaii is going to be boarding a flight to LAX at some point this week. Not sure when, but the Final Four is set. And the big shocker, if you missed it earlier, the Final Four is going to be going down at UCLA, and the top-seeded Bruins lost today to Irvine in 5 sets. So the host team is out. And when they announced that here in the Stan Sheriff Center, the whole arena erupted, and even the Rainbows and the Warriors themselves let out quite a cheer. The number 1 seed is out. Hawaii will be the number 2 seed. Long Beach the 3 seed. Irvine is in. And Ball State from Indiana beating Pepperdine in 5 will round out the Final Four. But what a match here at the Stan Sheriff Center. Ryan Kalesuji is headed over toward the camera. He's going to wait for Charlie Wade. And we're going to have an opportunity. But the Hawaii fans showing love, and it's being reciprocated from the players back to the fans. Of course, those in Hawaii that are familiar with Hawaii volleyball, it's such a family affair. There's a group of lovely ladies called the Aunties who provide lei to every player after the game. And not just the Hawaii players, they give leis to every opposing player, win or lose. And it's just one of the things that makes Hawaii volleyball so special. Let's go over to Ryan Kalesuji. He's standing by with head coach Charlie Wade.
Hey, thanks, Dash. Here with Charlie. Charlie, talk about this matchup. Got a little tight there at the end there, but able to pull through. Your thoughts overall?
Yeah, obviously really closely contested match. All sets were close. With 2 of the best teams all year long, and just thrilled our guys made some plays down the stretch there. Big shout out to the crowd. How about this? The largest crowd in NCAA history for postseason match, and they really helped us pull through tonight.
Talk about your pins that really delivered for you. Adrian Rohr, whose hitting percentage has kind of fluctuated, came up big, especially from behind the service line, and of course Christian also having a big night.
Yeah, fluctuated to be nice. He's struggled a bit lately, but he's a big-time player, and he came up big tonight. So really a team effort for us. Louis was hurt there at the end. His right hand was kind of dinged up, but he's like, I ain't coming out. So you got to kind of ride with your guys, and he came up big there at the end for us. Super excited.
Talk about next week. You're going to be going back on the road in the national semifinals. Your thought?
Yeah, look, I mean, we thought we were one of the top teams all year. We're going to get a chance to prove it. Another play Long Beach for the 4th time, and we know that's a super close, big-time opponent for us. It'll be a close match. Should be exciting.
Thanks, Charlie. Go celebrate with your team. Dash, back over to you.
All right, you can hear that Charlie Wade does not have much of a voice left. But what an exciting match. And right now, again, that love being reciprocated from fans to players and players to fans. It's been a pretty resounding afternoon into the evening here at the Stan Sheriff Center. And once again, Hawaii punches its ticket. We'll take a break. We'll be right back from the Stan Sheriff Center where Hawaii beats USC in 4 sets.